If you have been here for a while, you may remember a very emotional video I uploaded about 2 years ago. In that video, I talked about how my husband and I, in the 14 years we have been married, have moved numerous times since my husband is in the American Navy. We have been very lucky to be stationed in some incredibly beautiful places, such as Hawaii, Paris, France, Naples, Italy, and Paris, France again. However, about 2 years ago, when we lived in Paris, we found out that my husband's next duty station would be in Africa. For several reasons, I could not join my husband in Africa. So together, we made the decision for him to move to Africa and for me to move here to San Diego, where we own a condo. We knew from the start that my husband's new assignment would be 2 years long and that it would be a long 2 years for the both of us. In fact, when I talked about it in the video I just mentioned, I had a very hard time not crying, because back then the thought of being without my husband, my life partner and best friend for 2 years, seemed unbearable. Under that video, so many of you left the most incredible, loving, supportive comments. In fact, just before sitting down to film this video, I checked, and that video has over 1,500 comments. Your incredibly kind comments under that video and every kind interaction since has made these past 2 years so much easier. Thank you so much. I hope you know how much I appreciate every single one of you. But long story short, I am very happy to announce that the 2 years of my husband and I living on separate continents are finally over. My husband's next duty station will be in Germany. And next week, Bean and I are leaving San Diego and are flying to Germany. And my husband will join us the following week. As of now, my husband's assignment in Germany is 3 years long. So that's my life update. We are leaving the United States and are moving back to Germany. As many of you probably know, I was born and raised in Germany. But at age 22, I came on vacation to Los Angeles and I stayed. Because back then I had this incredible gut feeling that this is where I was meant to be. And I absolutely fell in love with the United States. And it has felt like home ever since. But I'm getting goosebumps telling the story. But I am excited actually to move back to Germany. While there will be things I will be missing here in the United States, there are some things I'm looking forward to in Germany. And I know my husband will absolutely love it. We have been there before to visit, but I know he will love living there. We will be living about an hour and a half from where I grew up. I still have some great friends and some family there, so that will be nice. But Beanie wants to say hi. Mostly I'm just happy to be with my husband again and to introduce him to my homeland. Like I said, we have visited before, but it's always different to live in a place. So if there is any German-related content you would like me to bring to you, please let me know down below. But right now I thought it might be fun to show you what I'm packing. Because when we do these overseas moves, all of our stuff gets put in crates and then put on a ship and gets shipped to where we go next, which takes about 3 months. So right now I have to pack for the next 3 months or so. And I thought it might be fun to show you what skincare devices, and even supplements I'm bringing, since many of you asked me about my skincare routine, which devices I use, and even which supplements I take. So let's start with skincare. I have my skincare bag right here. It is rather full. I was going to try to go in the order I apply these products, but I don't think that's going to happen because the bag is quite full. So let's just pull out whatever I can grab first. So I am going to bring my Necessaire Body Retinol. I've talked about this a bunch on this channel. This is probably the only body product I have ever seen a difference from. It contains 10% alpha-hydroxy acids as well as retinol, and I use this nightly. I am bringing a couple of the Calcium Professional Serums, so I can use these for cosmetic and medical microneedling. I am bringing, so a few weeks ago I made a favorites video and I talked about the Remedy Vitamin C Serum, which is gorgeous. But I also talked about the Dr. Whitney Bow Microbiome Moisturizer. And because I like this so much, I wanted to try their Vitamin C Serum, which contains tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate, as well as, I believe, the same form of vitamin C that the Remedy Vitamin C Serum contains. So I'm bringing both of these. And I actually have a separate bag over here for refills because I don't want to run out while I'm over there. Now, being in the military, we are very lucky because I will be able to have a German address as well as an American address. So I can get American products in Germany, but I'm not quite sure when we are getting this American address, which is why I'm bringing some refills because I don't want to run out of stuff. So I only have one hand because I'm holding Beanie with my other. I am bringing a refill of the moisturizer as well as a refill of the, sorry, I have so much stuff on my desk, of the vitamin C serum. This is something I really appreciate about this brand. Like I said, I have been loving the moisturizer. The vitamin C serum, I haven't used long enough to give you my educated opinion on it. But what I love about this brand is that they do sell refills. Less trash and it's cheaper. What else do we have in here? The Skin Better, this is called the Ampra Voluminizing Macro HA Serum. This is something I am currently trying. Again, sorry, I only have one hand, so I can't put my other hand behind because I'm holding Beanie with my other hand. Beanie loves to lay in my lap, but every time she's in my lap, she wants to put her head on my arm. And since it is so darn cute, I let her do it, but I only have one hand because of that. But this is something I am currently testing. It is supposed to be a voluminizing serum. And I'm on my second bottle. I want to try it for 3 months and then I will give you my educated opinion on it. I am, of course, bringing a bunch of sunscreen. I'm bringing the Sente Even Tone Mineral SPF, which I just recently talked about in my sunscreen roundup. I'm also bringing the Skin Better Mineral SPF. I actually like combining this one with this one. It just becomes the perfect tint for my complexion. I am also bringing a Beauty of Joseon Rice and Relief Aqua. I think that's what it's called. Let's see. Relief Sun Aqua Fresh Rice plus B5. That's what it's called. This has quickly become my favorite SPF. It is incredible. I'm on my third tube, I think. I have this one and then I have a backup right here, which I'm also bringing. I have this on my face right now. It is so light and so beautiful. Like I said, it has quickly become my favorite SPF. But I also like these two. I like this one for being active because it is water resistant for up to 80 minutes. And this one is water resistant for up to 40 minutes. So I like these two for that reason. And sometimes I just feel like I want a bit of a tint, or after microneedling, I don't like to use chemical SPF. That's when I like to use mineral SPF as well. What else do we have in here? I have another Callus and Professional serum. I just recently talked about this in my microneedling video, but in case you missed it, I have always said that I really like the Callus and Professional serum as far as what it does for my skin, but that I hate the way it smells. It was so stinky there for a little while. However, the last, I would say, probably 5 bottles I have used have had 0 scent. I'm not sure if they reformulated it. I tried to look it up and I couldn't find anything, but I'm just glad they don't stink anymore because now I really like them. I'm also bringing this beautiful face oil by Kindry, which is a brand my friend Robin McDonald started about 10 years ago. I just recently had Robin on this channel. If you missed that video, I will link it down below. But this is her blue tansy oil. It is prickly pear seed oil and blue chamomile. It smells incredible. And I'm bringing this for when my skin is particularly dry and also for facial massage, which is something I just recently started doing. At night, for my growth factor step, I am going to be using the Calcium Multi-Action Cream. I have used this on and off, and it's really nice. I'm also bringing, of course, my Vigelica Anti-Aging Cream, which I use at night. This is absolutely beautiful. It contains bakuchiol as well as niacinamide, and it has this incredible, it almost feels like Vaseline, but it's not greasy or sticky. It has an incredible texture. I absolutely love it. I think I've gone through 4 or 5 of these already. And then, of course, I'm also bringing my tretinoin. This is the A-Drenal 0.05% tretinoin or retinoic acid, and a backup of it. And to wash my face, I have been loving the Vigelica face wash. I've probably also used about 5 or 6 of these already. This is a gel cleanser, but it doesn't strip my skin at all. It's really beautiful. I feel like I have horrible posture sitting here with beanie like this. I'm also bringing the Vigelica Immunity Essence, which I've probably also used 3 or so of. This is a gorgeous essence. I was not an essence user before this, but I use this daily, morning and night now. It contains a DNA repair enzyme, a vitamin C derivative, Ziip buckthorn oil, and so on. It's gorgeous. Let's see, what else am I bringing? Of course, my Revive Lash and Brow Serum, which I will never ever be without. And just in case, I'm bringing it back up as well. I am bringing a small bottle of hypochlorous acid, just in case I need to disinfect anything, or I like to use this before medical microneedling as well. I'm also bringing a bunch of Skin Better, what are these called? Alpha Red exfoliating pads. I use these twice a week. These contain glycolic acid as well as a tiny bit of retinol. I'm also bringing the Prequel Scar Stick. I think this is a good idea to have on hand at all times. But I also scratched my forehead the other night in my sleep. So right now I'm putting that on here so it doesn't scar. And lastly, I'm bringing a tiny cleansing balm. This will last me for about a week or so. And then there's actually a German cleansing oil by Oliveda, which I really like. So I will purchase that once I run out of that. So this is all the skincare I have packed so far. I might throw some other things in last minute, but this is the bulk of it. Let me show you the skincare devices I'm bringing. For that, I have to take you over to my bed because I am running out of space on my desk. As far as devices, I am bringing my Ziip Halo, which is a microcurrent device I have been using for several years now and absolutely love. I do have a couple of videos on this device, which I will link down below in case you're not familiar with it. And I'm also bringing a couple of small conductive gels to use with it. I am bringing my new Mysama Aura LED mask, which is incredible. However, this mask is quite complex and I don't quite have the headspace to talk about it in detail right now, but I promise I will do so soon. But just in a nutshell, a couple of things that make this mask special is first of all the fit. It fits incredibly well. It has an adjustable submental part. It is cordless, so multitasking is incredibly easy with this mask. It has intelligent pulsed light technology, and you can either combine red and infrared or separate them. Like I said, this mask is incredible, and I promise I will talk about it more soon in an upcoming video. I'm also bringing this device. I was debating whether I should bring it or not, but I have been testing this for a little while and I didn't want to interrupt the testing. This is called the Uplift 5. I'm not sold on it yet, but let me test it a bit longer and then I will talk about it in a video. I'm bringing my Aura Lift, which I also have several videos on. I will link them down below in case you're not familiar. My new Dr. Pen M9, which I just made a video on, in which I gave you my first impression. I will also link that down below in case you missed it. And I'm bringing some cartridges so I can cosmetic as well as medical microneedle. I think I'm going to bring this, I haven't quite decided, but this is my Current Body Neck and Neck LED mask. I have really been much better about treating my neck and neck, so I would like to continue doing so. But I also thought because this has such a nice big area, I could use this on other parts of my body if I need to, or I can even use it on Beanie, who's over here. And then I am bringing my higher dose LED hat, which I've talked about a bunch on this channel. And this is not a device, but I use these two together. This is the Calism Advanced Hair Care System, which I have also talked about a bunch on this channel. I don't ever want to be without this, but especially not in summer, because I used to get seasonal hair loss. And combining the Calism Advanced Hair Care System with the higher dose LED hat has made all the difference in the world. And then I'm bringing a stamp to stamp this in. So these are the skincare devices I am bringing. And then as far as supplements, I am of course bringing my Desert Island supplement, NMN, which is an NAD precursor I have made quite a few videos on. In fact, I have made videos on almost all of these supplements, and I will link them down below in case you missed them, because I won't go into too much detail about any of these supplements right now. But NMN, again, is an NAD precursor I have been taking for about 5 years now and don't ever want to be without. And by the way, if you haven't noticed earlier, I have some paint on my nail, so don't mind that. Trimethylglycine, or TMG, which is a methyl donor that goes hand in hand with NMN. SID6 activator, which to be honest, I don't really notice a difference from, but I have read the studies on it and they are quite promising, which is why I take it. High molecular weight hyaluronic acid, which I probably have been using for about 4 years as well, and I can tell a difference from the high molecular weight hyaluronic acid as far as my joints. My skin may benefit from it as well, but that one is hard to tell. Creatine monohydrate, which I have been using for about 2 years now. And a few months ago, I made a video for which I increased my dosage of creatine to 15 grams a day from 5 grams. And I noticed such great benefits from it that I have continued taking 15 grams. Magnesium Glycinate to sleep at night. A couple of melatonin capsules to help me adjust my circadian rhythm, because I will have a 9-hour time difference. I'm bringing 2 different forms of sublingual B12. So this is hydroxycobalamin with folinic acid. And then I'm also bringing methylcobalamin. Again, both of these are sublingual. I am bringing the seed probiotic I talked about in a recent favorites video. A plant-based vitamin D3 and K2, because in Germany I definitely won't get as much sunshine as here in San Diego. I'm also bringing ashwaganda, which is an adaptogenic herb I like to have in my nightstand, because on nights I have a hard time falling asleep. Taking 2 of these usually really helps me fall asleep. I am taking Liposomal Vitamin C, which I'm hoping to make myself again once I'm settled in Germany. And I do have a video showing how I make my own liposomal vitamin C, which I will also link down below. And then a couple of months ago, I started taking this A-Drenal to help support my adrenal glands, because as you might know, moving can be quite stressful. And for that same reason, I'm also bringing a B complex to help support my adrenals and my nervous system. So these are the supplements I'm bringing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if there's any German-related content you would like to see from me, or any other content, please leave it down below. Any other questions or comments, of course, please leave them down below. Always love to hear from you. Now, the next video I will be filming for you, I will be filming in Germany. I'm not quite sure when we will have a house and so on, so I might miss a couple of weeks, but I will keep you posted on my community page. If you don't know how to get to the community page, if you're on my channel page, there's a little tab that says community. Press on that and it will get you to the community page. And you can actually leave comments there as well. So again, thank you so much for being here. Beanie and I will see you from Germany in hopefully a couple of weeks. Bye.